Yes, we've got Mr. Tunde Bank Anthony. He's the DG, Lagos State Sports Commission. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Yes, and for a lot of people, they saw the commissioning of a lot of the projects yesterday, which we'll get to see the reports in about 5, 10, 15 minutes or thereabout. But as much as people have lauded some of these projects, saying, well, they've seen, I mean, I got a very long list of the achievements of Governor Ambode. But the comments, before I come to the comments of the president, the projects, the ones, the transport projects now, are they PPP, BOT? What kind of projects are they?
The Oshodi exchange is a PPP project in the sense that the state government with the road union transport organizations are partners in that project.
Road union?
Yes, because you need to bring them on board to be able to get sanity and achieve your aim at the end of the day. If you remember what Oshodi used to be, that was their base and hub. So you have to bring them on board to be partner in that project. And the state government really acknowledged their role in making it a successful thing at the end of the day. If you could recollect 2 years ago as well, the then governor as well, who started that move in decongesting Oshodi, they had to play a role as well to make sure that was done. And now as well, even the governor in his speech yesterday acknowledged their partnership, right, in making sure the project becomes a reality.
Yeah, but that's the one hand. They're not investors. Do you have private sector involved in this?
At the same time, the governor as well acknowledged Zenith Bank as well as part who played the role in that project.
That's just financiers.
Yeah, I mean, you are financiers. What that makes you? That makes you a stakeholder.
In essence, you're saying that this is a Lagos state government project.
But I will not tell you 100%. That is because there are factors that makes things happen. Probably not only in monetary terms, but in any way you've played a role to make success of a thing. You are a partner to it, and at the end of the day, you might be compensated for being part of the wheel of progress in making sure that has come to reality. But I would not say categorically clear that whether it's financial or otherwise. When I know the road union are partners in this project, and Zenith Bank supported this project as well.
Okay, so I think what's giving concern here is, yes, once it's just government and there is no private sector participants, hands-on, the issue of maintenance and sustainability of the project, I think that's what's giving people concern.
Well, you know something, right? Like I will tell you again, I say this all the time. I don't see what the private sector is doing, but the public sector are not doing better. I tell you that. We all grew up in this town. We are the Leventis today. We are the Kingsway today. So let's be clear that the culture, we met a culture when we are growing up of probity in public service. Somewhere along the line we lost it. Now we are bringing it back. The quality of people that work in the public service, both in the state, at the federal level, and local government, they have some fine quality.
Okay, pardon me, let me just bring this out. Some news just in indicate that the president is to leave Nigeria today for the United Kingdom on a private visit. He's scheduled to depart from Maiduguri, Borno State, after commissioning developmental projects on sectors of education, healthcare, and roads. So he will return to the country on Sunday, May the 5th. So the president will leave the country today, and then he will return on the 5th of May. So we'll get you more information on this as we get them.
Back to this issue, we knew, of course, the president was going to go to Maiduguri yesterday after Lagos trip. And it's all about these projects and stuff. What is of concern is, okay, there is no doubt that, government is usually a bigger spender in all of these things. But, you are a Lagosian, you know that most of the time when a project is just government, how that project is sustained over the long term is usually what the issue is. You know, so what's the long-term plan for maintaining and sustaining the integrity of this project?
I mean, when you say things, I mean, are we talking about the theater? Are you talking
No,
about
let's stay with Oshodi for now. Let's stay with Oshodi. Let's stay with Oshodi for now.
The point is that we could all see when something new came into Nigeria or started from Lagos, the case of the mall. It's like now, we've had malls maybe for the past 100 years. It started a few years ago. Oshodi, we now have a bus terminal. We had the no train terminal before. You understand me? The maintenance was very good. This Oshodi coming up now, this is a job spinner. This has come at a time when Nigerians are more positive-minded in making sure that we do things the way it should be done. So the issue of maintenance will not be a problem because everybody now knows you have competition. We have a lot of people who are unemployed, who are willing to come on board and do the right thing. And I believe since government is continuum, private sector, we are Nigerians, we need the right orientation to get this thing working. So it's not about, because it's government, it's going to go down the drain.
Why wasn't there any consideration for the private sector to participate in this, apart from, you know, the NURTW, which is
you see, it's not a consideration. Like the government said to you, said, I didn't take any foreign loan. It doesn't mean it doesn't want to take it. But why? That place was not controlled by Ministry of Works, by private company, probably with a lot of foreign input there.
Yeah, but they must have spent a lot because, I mean, the tons of metal that was used in constructing that, they imported, they all came from, they were imported, weren't they?
No, of course not. Don't forget we have steel in this country.
Where?
We have steel in this country. Do you understand me?
Where did they get it?
And I mean, we have steel in this country, right?
So the Lagos State government
if you engage a foreign contractor, if to agree with you, it will still bring the steel in.
So where did the state government get the steel?
Right? The project officer is a Nigerian, right? A lot of local content, probably with technical people as foreign. Do you understand me? If I bring in a Julius Berger or a Kappa del Bato to come and do this thing, if what you are saying is right, you will have some foreign input in this construction.
So did the steel come from Nigeria?
We have some steel from that place. We do steel here. I mean, if you go to there's a place they call, is it Erie Market, right? Steel market all over the place. Do you understand me? And that is the most important thing. Even if some of them are imported, not all of them are imported. We cannot wish away, even the technology, they are all imported. We cannot wish away foreign input.
That means we would have saved ourselves a lot of money if Ajaokuta were up and running. We wouldn't need to import any of this matter.
Any of the steel, you mean?
Yeah.
But, I mean, far from it, I cannot quantify your brain.
Okay, some of them are not completed, which is the big question a lot of people are asking. That's the case. For instance, the terminal, we understand that there's supposed to be 3 terminals. Mm-hmm. Only 1 is completed. The others are just about 50%. So,
is that a problem?
Why did you rush into commissioning a project that's not completed?
You don't. The word rush is not the right word to use, right? The one ready is ready to be used, right?
Ready to be
ongoing.
Used. Can you use one without the other 2?
Of course you can. There are 3 different terminals.
Because, you know, the last time the president commissioned some, that was a bus park.
Yeah.
It's not been put to use. Because
the buses are not there yet. The buses are there.
So that's the same
thing. Here now. No,
so,
you see, it's a different thing entirely. You have Terminal 1, Terminal 2, Terminal 3. So Terminal 1 does not affect Terminal 2. And those 3 terminals are for different carriages entirely.
How much did these terminals cost?
I wouldn't give you a figure to that, but at the end of the day, what will they be used for? That's the bottom. What will they be used for? How important will they be in the life of Lagosians, in the life of the commuters in Lagos?
So the Lagosians don't deserve to know how much?
No. Of course, it will be there. To be there, but I'm telling you, the bottom line is that this has come as when Lagos needs something to look for in the case of mass transit in Lagos.
How will this be powered?
What? The buses?
The power supply for the terminals.
The terminals?
It's a huge project.
Of course.
Where will the power supply come from?
We know clearly that no matter how much power we have in this country, there must be a backup to it. That is where we are.
So it will be run by what, generators?
That's the honest truth.
It's going to be a lot of cost.
The point at the end of the day is that our power sector is improving,
So,
but we will not leave that to chance to say that something.
We get that, but look, this is a massive plan. This is a massive project. Why didn't Lagos State just build 1 megawatt gas-powered plant to power this?
You see, we have a new government coming in that will be a continuum. That you could be looking into that as well.
Yeah, but if it's generator that will power this, it means that was not part of the plan initially.
The point is that don't forget that the issue of these discos has become private. Right? You need to negotiate with them again because to them it should be loss of revenue to build an IPP. When Lagos State did a few years ago, we had one, I think we have one in Marina, right? I mean, I remember very well. We have one in Alausa.
And it's working.
And it's working.
So you didn't need to negotiate with them at that
At that time.
For 1 megawatt.
Excuse me.
Some lawyers have said, look, if it's 1 megawatt, states can do that.
Right now, we still have a lot of legal issues surrounding that. When there were no private discos, I mean, that was easy. And Lagos State took the advantage. We are still trying to put one even in Surulere, where we have 2 stadiums, we have 2 hospitals there, and we think there should be a constant power supply to those areas. But I will tell you for free, and to be clear and honest with you, right? In Nigeria today, and in most African countries today, generator is still a backup for any kind of project like that, because you have to be conscious.
So that means this project may not achieve its full potential if it's going to be powered by generators, because we know that many of the street lights are powered by generators. At night, you go to some of them, they're not functional. They're not coming on.
I mean, what do you mean not achieve is, okay, what do you mean by that? Because of power issue?
Power issue is huge.
I mean, I know it's huge, but how will it affect it? That it will not
if you don't have power
it,
supply to power the terminals,
yeah,
how will you achieve your full potential?
The terminals are not what you think. They're an important part of the whole thing, right? But the powering the terminal does not determine 100% success of the project.
The terminal is an enclosure.
Yes.
It will be dark
not
without power.
I agree with you.
And I also want to understand that the ticketing and all of those things are also electronically powered.
That's right.
Without electricity, how will that work?
I mean, all these things are
definitely will not look like this at night without power.
All these things are related, right? You are taking a question that is very valid. That definitely, right? I could tell you that it's been looked into. It's been looked into. So for now, I will tell you freely that is being powered both by generator and by power supply. And you know that even our airports are under the same kind of service. So trying to take this apart that, it will not probably get the full thing, that would be looking at it from another angle entirely.
Okay, so tell us from your experience now, I mean, since you're in the state, you should have information. Is it impossible or is it difficult for the state to have a 1 megawatt gas-powered power plant?
I just told you now that there are legal issues attached to that now. Because what they will tell you now is that these companies that have been given this particular hub to take care of are losing revenue because you are no more paying them for revenue. You've gone to the other side to get your power from.
So is this something that the APC government is looking at? Because if they want to grow the economy,
yes,
they want to do a lot to ensure private companies grow. Are they looking into this to see how can states come on board? Let's remove any impediments that may exist.
I mean, you and I know, right? Regardless whether it's APC or PDP.
Because power is on the exclusive legislative list.
I agree with you. So that is something they have to address. It's not about APC, it's about the House.
Which is led by the APC.
I know, but the point is that, you see, I want you guys to start looking at this country as when we have something positive on the table, we can all support it.
No, of course we support it, but you know the thing is, we know how companies, when they run on generator, it's a huge headache. That's why businesses don't even succeed in the first 5 years of SMEs. They fold up.
It's a trickle-down effect.
So if government is in power and they know this, we expect that they lead and ensure that, look, we want to make sure we deal with this.
But there's a process to it, you know that. It's not something you can do overnight. And gradually, I hope people who are listening to you and they understand the depth of your analysis, that the honorable members, the senators will look at it in a more objective manner, right? And then show it to the floor and have a proper debate on it. And not every of these things can be solved the way you just said it. You could go into that, and for years, they'll just be probably going round and round in circle with the project. So the shortcut we have here, Nigeria today, is to get yourself an alternative power, which is more likely to be a generator. I mean, to have at least get yourself started immediately. And that is reality, that is the truth.
This is not encouraging for any business that wants to start.
No. You are a Nigerian, and we are being realistic here. If you look at the theater, whether there's power or not, the theater must have a backup. If you look at Ayinke House, it has to have a backup at the end of the day. Even the places in Marina and Co., they have a backup. Even in Alausa, there's a backup there. At times, those guys might fail as well. That's reality.
Okay, so before we go off this, because I know you're interested in Ayinke House, what kind of where will the drivers for these buses come? Is it from the same NURTW?
No. You see, the point is that the driver is a driver. Let's get that clear. Is to change the orientation, which the last government tried to do. In the last government as well, they were a major partner in that project, right? The point is that you're on salary, you don't need to rush. You don't need to overtake your life. You have a passenger ready to go on. At the end of the day, you need the orientation to be changed. If you don't employ from here, where will you employ from? That is reality. It's to change the orientation and make them believe.
You know, the president also did say that the governor has performed that word satisfactorily.
Yeah, yes.
Is this a precursor to, because I mean, he's not returning as governor. Is he likely going to end up at the federal cabinet level?
You know something.
Would you tell us if you knew?
You know, I mean, the president has given a very fair assessment. And to be sincere, look at Ayinke House. Look at the theater. You and I know the impact of those young men and women in that sector, now called Nollywood, right? We know what the theater can do to them. We know the concerts. Everybody in December wants to go to a hotel for a concert. We now have a place in Ikeja, we have a place in Igondo. I mean, these things are, don't forget that all these
they're good projects.
Our
we
local
just
boys.
want to be sure that it doesn't cost, you know, Lagosians a lot more.
At the end of the day, you see, government is a social welfare thing.
All right, I know that you normally say in politics, one good turn deserves another.
Well,
so if the president says he's performed satisfactorily well, you'd have thought that, you know.
What do you expect him to say? I mean, he has seen, and like I would tell somebody, right, this thing is not completed.
Okay. Why wasn't the national leader there, the party leader?
Who's the party? Oh, you mean Ashwaji Bola Tinubu?
Yeah.
Definitely, it's not the country. Right, and this is purely a state affair. It would have been good if he was around. He would have been there.
All right. I appreciate your coming on, and all the best.